Okay, here's the Tesup update. The failure on Tesup to actually engineer it to work in those winds. I had 16 meters a second, otherwise known as 35-mile-an-hour winds here in New Jersey, recorded on my anerometer, which, as you saw, was mounted next to the turbine, just above it. So, false claims by Tesup. They do not start at 4 meters per second / 8.9 knots. Physically impossible with a 4K generator underneath. The amount of torque that's on the generator down there to get this to spin is just greater. And then of course the cogging effect when it's hooked up to the electronics. So I basically did the same thing Colin was thinking. Remove every other blade. If you want to waste your money and buy one of these, you're gonna have to do the same stuff we're doing. We also replaced their cheap Chinese bearing with a actual flange bearing, stainless steel. It matches the actual diameter of the shaft. And then of course you have to do 2 set screws. You got to drill and tap those yourself because they only put 2 in there and they're on the same axis, which you need to, both axes is on there, so to keep it from wobbling. So this is the big change. You have to put your own flange bearing in there, 3/4 inch. They put a 7/8 one on top of a 3/4 inch shaft. None of it's keyed or splined, so it really sucks. That's just the Turkish engineering. The blades were too small. This is the only amount of blades sticking out into the wind. As Colin mentioned, he thinks the effect of the wind, basically the blades are too close, that they're not able to catch enough wind pressure in there. So basically took out one blade, put it onto the next one, pop riveted here. My next step here is I got to run over, get it, take the aluminum rod from the tip here and bring it over to the aluminum rod here to stabilize it, and I'm going to aluminum braze those on, so this way this will just spin and it won't have any kind of vibration from tip to tip when the wind's blowing, because it's pretty, they're pretty far out there, so now they've got a lot of wobble, you know, so the wind would be flexing the hell out of these things and cracking them and breaking and everything. So be an aerodynamic disaster. So that's my next move. I'll do that. We're going to try that out to see if this will actually turn this. I did it with the leaf blower earlier, and it does still work, and it produces, you know, whatever the 0.2 amps, you know, coming into the house when I'm just blowing it with the leaf blower, but that was at the small diameter. I will braze all this together first before I put a leaf blower to it, because I don't want to damage the blades as they are. They're pretty out there. I did 4 pop rivets. I did 3 16th inch pop rivets and put the fold underneath. What else? That's about it for now, man. So that's about it. Keep you updated. I got to go run to the store, get that supplies, and then come back and test it out.